All right, guys. Rogue at the top right side of the map. He's been having some bangers lately. BYUN in the top left. Is he going to be afraid of proxy barracks is my first question. Because BYUN has cheesed the heck out of Rogue a fair bit recently in RSL and the like. I'm really curious to see if Rogue shows any paranoia for it. He's going to go 15 hatchery. I mean, this keeps you pretty safe against an early proxy racks. 15 hatch, 15 pool, because your queens are out so fast. Your pool's done so much earlier. You can defend a bit easier, even though the second overlord is a bit later to get out front and see those Marines and SCVs coming in. Pig, when are you doing a weight loss challenge? A weight gain challenge? I'm 6 foot and 16 stone. 16 stone's quite a lot, isn't it? I don't know what that is in kilograms. I feel like British people are insane. You guys you kind of know metric. You still use miles and I mean, at least you use pounds only as money, not for weight. But like, why are we using stone? You know, you got to get out of this half and half. You got to pick. Either you go in the way of America, go with your weird inches and feet and all that stuff, or come to the modern age and pick kilograms, grams and kilograms and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I do like the measurement of stone because I like the idea that someone's like, oh, I'm 10 stone, and the doctor's like, oh, you're obese, and they're like, what? No, I'm not. But then, like, they finally realize they're from a different village where the stones are on average a different size. And they're like, oh, it's just it's a dialectical. Our stones are on average 6 kilograms. Yours are 10 kilograms because you have a quarry where you're like, this is actually the dumbest measurement. It's great. I love it. Shout out to my Brits in the audience. Much love to all of yous. All right, let's go. Factory there as well. Goes down. Barracks, factory. Command center's coming up. A pint of beer does sound more satisfying, and we do have pints in Australia still. That's the one thing. Beer is the one thing we'll use really random dumb measurements. If you go to Australia, depending on what state you're in, you'd be like, oh, I'll get a schooner of beer, or it could be a midi. A schooner, a midi, a pint. You guys let me know. There's like 10 other names of beer sizes, and depending on the state, they all mean different things. You could be in a different part of the same state, and a schooner could actually be what a midi is down in Victoria, but it's a schooner here, and then a pint is a completely different size in each state. It's great. It's pure chaos, and we only allow it for beer because alcohol is stupid and fantastic at the same time, and you're allowed to use stupid measurements for an activity that literally is designed to make your brain extra stupid. I love drinking, by the way. I love a good beer. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. Ingesting poison to switch off the higher functions of our brain for a bit. Have a bit of fun going back to childhood. Sorry, guys, for not talking about this game. It hasn't made too much interaction. This was a command center first for BYUN. 0 scouting. His first scout leaving now, a Hellion. And it looks like he's going to go for a Marine drop, go pick off some Overlords, have 3 or 4 Hellions roaming around. I think once he gets the medevac loaded up, he'll probably swap the factory over, build a few more Hellions, and go to that next step. Now, he could do a 2-base timing off this. He also could build a 3rd command center as well. And we've already got 3 gases here for Rogue. Wow, Rogue. Is this Mutalisk, guys? Because I don't see a Roach Warren just yet, and I can't imagine why else you'd have 3 gases. This looks like a Muta build. And it's not a bad map for Mutas. Mothership's very big, and they give you the mobility so you can expand along these edges. Rather than doing the, you know, we always see Zergs expand to the middle. You lose one fight, that middle base is gone. There's no playing whack-a-mole with that base. What up, Ham Slice? How you doing, Neverless? Our lovely Leviathan in the chat. Good to see you hanging out, mate. Hope you're having a lovely start to the weekend. Engineering bay goes up. Oh, this is a 2-base, guys. Oh, BYUN's going back to his roots. 3 barracks, single engineering bay. It's going to be Marines, tanks, medevacs coming across this map. Now BYUN doesn't do this as an all-in. Sometimes he does. But a lot of the time, he actually goes for a command center. Oh, you don't want it to get scouted, though. But there's nothing at home. The Ling gets it and sees so much. Oh, that's such an important scout. Rogue should know what's happening. His Spire is on the way. Medevac goes towards the main. There is a Queen there. She could get a few hits on the Medevac. These are non-stim Marines, so... Oh, careful. BYUN taking a few unnecessary hits on that Medevac. It is what it is. We'll go back towards the 3rd. Guys, check it out. There's a Tempest they're fabricating down there. That thing was 3D printing a Phoenix. I love these things on this map where they're just like, yeah, we're just 3D printing a Phoenix here. How you doing, man? How cool is that? That's awesome. I love that these things are just built into the map editor. There's ones like where they're making a Colossus down here as well. You need vision to see it though. Sorry guys. Medevac comes in, doesn't get any damage. He's killed one Zergling. BYUN's opening has not been successful, but he's got 5 barracks. He's a bit supply blocked right now, which does hurt. Obviously, these 2 depots will be finishing in a few seconds, but he's already got the worker count he needs. It's just Marines and tanks from here. The first 7 mutas are coming, but he has no idea about those Mutalisks. All he saw was not that many drones on the 3rd, and this Zergling comes in. Now, for Rogue, you need Bane speed as quickly as possible. He does start it now, but the Marines are already here, and I feel like these mutas might just be a little too late. I think BYUN might be able to just kill him, guys. Obviously, there's a lot of creep you got to push through. Going deep on creep against Banelings, even without Bane speed, is scary. No combat shields, just +1 and stim. Mutas are out. They're gathering on the front. This is such a dicey situation. Oh me, oh my. Mutas going after those Hellions. A bunch of them go down. The Bane's all getting focused. The Mutas and the Zerglings trying to fight. The Spore actually does almost kill a Medevac. The Mutas finish it off. Dancing in and out is Rogue. I don't think he lost any Mutas. No, he's just lost Banes and Zerglings. And these Marines caught out. Pushing a bit too hard, a bit too fast. And BYUN has overcommitted massively. He probably should have been a bit more careful. And that is an epic shutdown. These Marines stim. But they realize moving out on the map is not a good idea. They all get caught there. And that is just devastating. A huge success for Rogue, who can drone up, build more mutas, and of course make more creep and Zerglings and Banelings. No, he's already respread the creep in the middle. He's got active tumors there. And double Evo chamber goes down as well. Beautiful play here for Rogue, who I'd love to see take this 4th down the bottom. He's already got a drone waiting for it. Just waiting for that money to pop up. 4th hatchery goes down. Double Evo in the natural. I hate this placement. That's as close to the Terran base as you could put it. Up here is so much safer. You guys know me and my pet peeve of where pro players put their upgrade structures. Always in the most snipeable position. As long as the game's clean and in your favor, it doesn't matter. If something unexpected happens, ooh, bad habit, and get punished. Hey, look, there's a little probe here as well. He's not building anything though. He's just chilling. He doesn't have a work assignment. Having a bit of a smoko. You're just dancing around. They're going to see the move out. Here comes BYUN. It's a 2-base all in 35 Marines, 2 tanks, 4 medevacs. He's got +1 attack, stim, and shields. Mutas stacking up to snipe one of those Marines. Going to go after the reinforce as well. BYUN splitting a Marine medevac squad to guard the rally. How does one get in range of these bases? That's my question. It's so much easier said than done. He's got to go on creep. Look at this Ling Bane looping around the left side. Oh, rogue. I love this move. And BYUN realizes how precarious his positioning is. But now you can just grab your whole army and jump on the rally. BYUN kind of realizes, though, he's split his army nicely. He scans it. He's going to stim from both sides. Oh, cute move. But wait, his Marine micro a little bit slow there. Oh, good move, though. Great move for BYUN. Wow, huge move for BYUN. Pushes it back, cleans that all up. He's lost 38 Marines this game, though. Still feels like Rogue Supply is okay. Comes in to damage a medevac, not quite able to snipe it. He will intercept the Marine rally. Great fight for the mutas. Yeah, 1 muta goes down for 6, 7, 8 Marines. That's super worth it. More Banelings ready, though. He's deep on creep. BYUN takes the position. He assumes the position behind the rocks. That's what he's been looking for this whole time. The medevac does take damage, but the boosting micro on the medevacs to pull them away has been excellent. This tank needs to siege. He knows the fight's going to happen any moment now, but Rogue sinks a few Banes to the left. Banelings rallying through. He's got to be careful. Oh no, is Rogue going to just collapse under the pressure? I feel like he's on almost too many Banelings. I mean, he needs more Zergers. The creep spread is really nice. Banelings do connect with a few Marines up front. Rogue's going to go for it. F2A move. Let's go. Mutas take out a tank in the back. The Banelings rolling through the tanks. They're not quite getting it. There's too much creep here, man. The Marines too deep on creep, too far outnumbered, and Rogue will clean BYUN out in game 1. All right, guys, going to the next game. BYUN's going Barracks Gas. It looks like a 15-15 again, is it? But Rogue's forgot his spawning pool. Is he? Oh, no, okay. Oh. This is 15 hatch 17 pool. This is the sort of a laser opening, guys. This is the one where it's kind of half and half. You get your queens still about 4 or 5 seconds early. It just delays your gas a little bit. But yeah, it's really good. Your hatchery's down nice and fast. Your queens pop a bit earlier. It's a good build. I like this one. I thought normally you went Overlord before hatchery with this though. I thought you were meant to go Overlord before hatchery for this build. Because now his hatchery is going to finish. Yeah, Rogue hasn't studied the bit. Guys, see how the hatchery's done like 5 seconds before the pool? Oh yeah, this. I think he either forgot the spawning pool and then just threw it down late, or this is not the way sort of an Elazer do this build. So he's kind of doing his own weird version. You meant to go 15 Overlord, then 15 hatchery, then 17 pool. But he's gone 15 hatchery, then 15 Overlord, and then 17 pool. So he's done it really weird. Yeah, that's so funny that Rogue did this kind of the backwards way. That's so odd. Maybe he's seen someone do it, hasn't really studied the build and just figured try it out here. This is the round of 16 here in the Kung Fu Cup week number 5, guys. Kung Fu Cup 5 for this year. Weekly Cup, quite a bit of money in the lens. It's like $400 or $500, not bad. Hosted by the Chinese guys. SC Boy. Alright, what do we got? Barracks Factory, Starport, no third command center. It's a double gas build, so BYUN wants to play really active, a bit more Gumiho style. I think he really wants to get in Rogue's face, give him very little room to breathe and disrupt him. And that's usually a good way to deal with Rogue. Because Rogue is not as good in the messy situations. Rogue's very good at countering you, like reading what you're going to do and shutting it down and not giving you a chance to get going or getting ahead and then swarming you. You want less decisions, more clicking, I think, when you're playing Rogue. So that's why BYUN just wants to be interacting as much as possible with him. Almost gets the creep tumor, but not quite. Not with the queen spread that well. Lair starts up in the main base, and as you can see, 4 queens, Lair. 2 full mineral lines going. Third base is quite delayed, but that's okay. Now the queens can move out to escort the drone. And since the Reaper's no longer blocking, it's no big deal. You can tell that BYUN went to check the corner. He's worried about Ling speed kicking in, so he's pulled the Reaper back to join with the Hellions. The Hellions can guard you from that. And he's actually going to go for a Viking to clear the Overlord nice and early. Oh, straight 3 barracks again, is it? Oh my, it is. 3 barracks again? He wants to get the momentum. It didn't work in the last game, but I think he's just saying, I know I can do better than that. Let's fix it. Barracks on this reactor. This barracks will go on that reactor. This is excellent play. And do we have Ling speed, guys? We do. So this is Ling speed. I think it's Mutas again. Oh, Rogue's doing the same build, but with an earlier Evo chamber. What in the world? What a matchup. Is this both guys trying to do the exact same play or just very similar play as the last game? No, it's, okay, it's the 2.5 base build, but it's a Hydras this time instead of Mutas. Okay, cool mix up, man. Third base is quite delayed, but looking fine so far. I love the way he hides the Lings. Oh, but the Hellions didn't commit. He really wanted those Hellions to come a bit deeper so the Lings could have wrapped around him. Reaper's been doing this a lot, says chat. Oh, that's cool. Hey, droning 2 bases really early. It's a simpler, easier build order. Doesn't require as much finesse as the more old school / standard way of playing. Quick third hatch. Trying to get your queens out and split them into 2 squads early on. Third CC goes down at 5 minutes. It's not that delayed. He wants to have an early marine tank timing potential. And you can always drop tanks down here. Is actually a really good spot for an elevator later on. The Viking gets another Overlord. Lib flies into a Spore. Rogue's all over it. Just 1 tank out, 10 Marines. Oh, the Queen's moving off. Creep is a bit derpy. I think it's worth losing a Reaper for that Queen. Hellions do survive. Can go back and repair with those if he wants. Oh my gosh, another Overlord? Rogue, what is this? Why you got so many Overlords on the map, mate? 3 Overlords for the Viking. He's harvesting the Overlords today. We got a few more of these creep tumors. Seeing a Hydra. Now, normally, you got to be very worried about Hydra timings, but he's not taking any safety precautions because he's played 3 barracks. That's what's kind of nice about this. Rogue, of course, pivoted to economy really hard, went for infestation, so I still think he's in a pretty good spot. And his Lings and Hydras are close enough by, he should be able to defend this. Hellions come in, get wrapped around. And I think Rogue should feel nice. He's going to take the forward hatchery, which is a bit dicey because tanks can siege across there. Such a quick hive, he might just go Vipers early enough to not care about it. Not that you can abduct tanks anymore. Hey, gets himself a Lib snipe. That Lib did nothing. Double drop going towards the main base. BYUN's going to need to find something. I don't think there's many units at home right now. Rogue just built 15 workers. But he's got movement speed, about to have groove spines, and +1 ranges on the way to go with the +1 carapace that's already finished. Double drop in this main base, finding drones. Oh my gosh, his army's so far away. Oh no, so many drones. BYUN's micro is excellent. 11 drones, Hydras and Lings going down. He could even deny the mining from the high ground. The drones there get pulled off the mine, off the mining, worried about the high ground. He's disrupted his gas mining. He's transferring back to the main. He just transferred 30 workers to the main. Calm down, Rogue. Got to get things in order. Just a bit of missing map control, and now BYUN finds himself in a bit more commanding position in terms of the map control. Gotta be careful, mass Hydras. Careful, BYUN. Oh my gosh, she's got to pick up and run. Just get on out. Hive and Lurkerden are on the way. They're not ready just yet. Here comes the Marine tank push. This base, I really think he should have taken bottom left or this right side. This middle base, it's a little dicey. I used to love it. I used to love that base, but these days I've definitely moved away from it. Especially with no ability to abduct siege tanks. Three infestors are on the way. Gonna be good for ambushing Terran on the map, but on a small map like this, sometimes it's hard to land those fungals before the tanks are sieged. The bios spread and the Terran kind of eager for the engagement. There's 2 attacks on the way, and a 4th command center begins. Whoa, Marines pushing it, watch out for the fungal! He's got vision, run away, BYUN! Oh my gosh, BYUN had vision of the fungal, but I think his camera wasn't panned down enough at first, so he stayed there for a dangerous amount of time. At the end of the day, it was good though. It did work out. It just looked worrying. It looked like he wasn't respecting it. Gets a bunch of Hydras and Lings. The tanks are going to move right in. Rogue, he's got no room to make lurkers. There's no room to get the infestors. He's got to give this base up. There is no other decision. He just does not have the numbers to fight this. That drop in the main did so much damage, and it distracted his Hydras. His Hydra infestor needed to be on the map slowing his push down, but he was very slow to get the infestors out. Wasn't able to get in front. These Marines, they're stacked up for a double fungal. He could have double fungaled that there, but he missed the opportunity. He's going to send some Lings around, but plenty of Marines ready for the counter-attack. And oh, look at this. Wow. Oh, got to be careful, though. Fungal Hydra. Oh, my gosh. He's got ramp. He's got ramp control with that tank. Fungal plus Lurkers and Hydra's going to do pretty well. BYUN's got to be very cautious about this siege path. This is so dangerous, pushing in here. Oh, my gosh. He's unloading in range of Hydra Infestor. Fungal lands, but he doesn't quite... Okay, one of those medevacs with 4 Marines does go down. BYUN's going to push to the left side, finds himself a lurker. Is he paying attention, though? He's got to drop a scan if he wants to deal with this. And he's going to stim right past it instead and go for that bottom left corner. The Marines with no medevac to support them. A bit of a derpy push. Lurker range is about to come in. Oh, he realizes that left side. Actually, Rogue caught with his parents down, not rotating his units in time. Lings are hitting on the other side of the map at the same time, but the Marines will be able to defend that. Just barely. And this Evo Chamber with +2 Carapace about to finish is there. You can see the counter of Zerglings gets dealt with. You can't be losing this. 13 seconds. He's got to go. He's got to buy time. The Lurker Hydra Link. Great fungals. The Marines get absolutely popped. BYUN showing zero respect for fungal in this game. And he's going to try and take out the Infestor, but it gets in minimum firing range. And the tanks cannot take it out. I thought BYUN might have had this game in the bag, but now he finds himself pushed home. It's +2 Carapace finishes for Zerg, the most important upgrade. Zerg has a 4th in the bottom left. Rogue's on 74 workers. Yes, BYUN's taken a 4th, but it feels like this game's kind of reset. There's 21 Hydras. There's still 1 Infestor out. A few more Spellcasters could be game-changing. I mean, Rogue feels so defensive right now and so blind. He sends a Changeling forward. I really feel like he should be on this map. I don't know why there's a pack of Lurkers in the main base. This is you can tell Rogue's disorganized and kind of reeling from the aggression. Nidusworm does go down now. It's respreading creep, which I do love to see. Lurker's ready on the right side. The Overlord will spot the drop on the left. Here we go. Marines coming in right now. Hydras are there. BYUN's got to be careful. It's not a good fight. The Marines do force the Hydras back, but it wasn't through numbers. It was actually just through the fact that he was attacking. Rogue went, oh, he's stimming into me. He must know something I don't. But, oh, he leaves the drop right there. BYUN, and unattended drops. It's so rare for him to be so inattentive, but feels like today he's just getting caught time and again. That Infestor lands a decent fungal. Hydraling Lurker smashing it. Is BYUN about to get monster moded, guys? I think he might be. He's down 50 supply. He has 5 command centers. He has ghosts. He has 3-2 upgrades. But he's just, his supply is very weak. And I think if Rogue could find a timing, he could crush him. That being said, Rogue is not going to find a timing. We've talked about this for the last few years. Rogue does not win when he's ahead. He plays with his food. It is, honestly, if I was like Rogue's coach for a pro team, I would be like, Rogue, finish him. Like, that would be like the #1 thing. I would be like, go kill him now. But Rogue, when he gets to this stage, basically just spams Overseer, Changelings, and Niduses. And if he gets the Niduses up, he will win the game. He's the best in the world at this. But I think right now, he could probably just shove the front and like Lurker bust one of these. Maybe. He's going Banelings. He's building a second Nidus. Every upgrade. I mean, Rogue is getting further ahead. But BYUN has a lot of experience against this style. I'll never forget their Pigfest game. Pigfest 6, was it? Or 5? It's one of those. Rogue was miles ahead, and then he gave BYUN about 15 minutes to get back in the game. And BYUN ended up with a planetary inside his main base defending like a dozen Nidus Worm Lurker attacks. Just barely hanging on, and then winning. And Rogue had like an 80 supply lead or something. But Rogue sometimes, once he gets to Lurkers, he slows down a little bit. And this does give BYUN time to remax. Only 1 Infestor, no Vipers, and no Burrow. So it's a Lurker Hydraling Bane army, which is an interesting mix because Hydraling Bane's all about mobility and busting through a base, running away, remaxing. Lurkers are more of a siege unit that can be really good if you Nidus. BYUN knows about the threat. Sensor Tower sees it, Marines are ready. He is so well prepared. He knew this was always going to be the threat. Oh, watch out at the front though! He gets hit by Lurkers! A bunch of ghosts get damage on them. A few Marines go down. He EMPs the Overseers. That is hilarious. Only against Rogue do you see people EMPing Overseers. Because this man is going to send more changelings in your base than you've ever seen in your entire life. Oh, Lurker on the right side, but there is a tank there. Pulls it away, great micro, and he's going to deny this planetary. Good move here for Rogue. Oh, I mean, he could deny it with the Hydras. But he's focusing on the Nidus Worm in the back right now. BYUN, come on. Stabilize, my boy. Oh, there's Lurkers everywhere. I love these individual Lurkers. Dude, they're so annoying. You could even put one here to siege this mineral line, actually. There is a tank there. Tank moves up to the right, does deal with that one. This base has not repaired itself. He could try to defend it since there's only a few Lurkers in range, but probably easier said than done. Planetary goes down. BYUN gives it up. Not a bad call there. And he is, of course, building libs, building tanks, building Marauders. There's no Vipers, 94 workers. Rogue has an abundance of money, and he's spamming Nidus Worms in now. Oh, this is getting problematic. BYUN maybe a bit too far behind on getting to the late game. He's only got 5 orbitals. All those Marines go down. He brings a few Marauders forward, but he doesn't have the firepower. He lacks the firepower. The Ghosts, okay, the whole army comes over, but that means yet again, Command Center gets killed there. I don't think that even got cancelled. I think he started the Command Center, and it immediately got killed by those Hydras. So BYUN's struggling to get his 5th base up. He's trying to rebuild more Command Centers. He's still got a few Marauders around, but look at this. He's letting the Overlords and Overseers in. Now, there are 2 schools of thought. Just build 10 turrets on the edge, get a Viking, stop letting this happen. This is draining your APM and attention. The other school, and if you let one up and a ton of Lurkers in your main, you might lose. The other school of thought is every one of those costs Rogue 150 resources, 75 minerals, 75 gas, and sometimes he's even popping out units and losing them as well. So letting him continue to funnel his resources into a dead end that you have confidence in stopping is a way of just slowly grinding him down. Without you having to move out, you just let Rogue waste his money. I am part of the first school of thought. No way, Jose. I am going to get caught tunnel visioning, let a Nidus up and lose the game. I will just build turrets everywhere. I will not let him get vision in the back. Obviously, the Changelings, I will try to wall out the Changelings. I will raise the wall on my natural and only let my units out in like a few at a time once I've cleared the Changelings nearby to make sure nothing gets in. Like, we have full lockdown. We are COVID style. If I had to play against Rogue and TVZ, I would be like, no, social distancing, or you. We need to do, what do they call it? Where they trace where you've been and stuff. Like, they track where you are. I would not let, because it's just constant. Because otherwise, even pros, at some point, these guys are going to get in. These guys are going to wander in and they're going to be really annoying. It's just so annoying having to click on each one. There's going to be a point where some of them get inside your base and start spotting for Nidus worms otherwise. Contact tracing, that's it. Contact tracing. Tracing who you've had contact with. Sorry guys, I just had like a smorgasbord of mum jokes just like basically unveiled themselves. Like the dumbass in my mind that thinks of dumb jokes basically just opened his trench coat. It was like, do you want this one, this one, this one? And I just got overwhelmed by choices, and instead I just sat there silently thinking about them for like 10 seconds rather than saying Drones getting sniped on the right side. BYUN venturing out. I don't mind venturing out, but you got to be very careful with it. Full medevac goes down. Bunch of Marine Marauder gets caught. If you want to replace those with better units anyway, not a bad move. You do have to be careful of Brood Lords. That being said, Double Spire's not gone into Greater Spire just yet. Rogue realizes there's a tank sieged in the main, so he pops a Nidus on top of the siege tank. You can see just how annoying he is being with 2 Nidus worms there. Changelings do get sniped. And he's finally going to deal with that one, but still hasn't dealt with this Overseer in the back. So more could pop up at just about any moment. Rogue should use the Nidus to mine the bases. Yes, yes. These 2 bases should be fully saturated since a few minutes ago, and he should be mining this one as well. No, this one is fully saturated. This one's not. You can always mine the back bases later. It's way more important to mine these out. And look now, if he comes out, this is where your Hydraling Bane can jump on him. So this is a way of luring BYUN into the open to throw his units away. It kind of forces him out. This is something that I used to rant about. And then Serral was the only player who really perfected mining out his opponent's bases in late game and using Nidus worms to transfer units. I was never that big on the Nidus worms. I always thought, oh, it's so hard to pull off. Like, I'd love to see it, but it's probably fantasy. Obviously, Serral showed us perfect worker escapes, worker rallies, popping army out to defend, to move between bases with Nidus worms, but obviously Serral finding ways to do things with Zerg that no one else really was, you know, and part of it's, oh, he's the best, but I think it's also he's just the hardest working, the smartest, and he realizes there's things that take an immense amount of practice before you get a payoff, and other people just aren't willing to put the work in. You know, I think sometimes we get this image of Serral that he's the greatest player of all time because he's, you know, gifted. I honestly think he's just harder working than everyone else. Like, don't get me wrong, he's smart, he's gifted, he's great, but like, it's the hard work that separates him from the other top pros. Baneling's rolling in. Can he bust this base? Ooh, he's getting quite a few of the workers. Good Baneling hits. Doesn't quite get the command center. If he had like a bit more Ling Hydra, got the planetary, how good would this have been? Because there's no reinforcement. There's 1 tank, a few bio units. If he had a few more Hydras and Lings, he could have busted that base. And especially with this base on the left going down, he should be wanting to do that. He's building Corruptors now to deal with the Viking Lib, which is a good call. +1 flyer attacks, +2 air is on the way. Wait, why is +1 flyer attacks only on the... Oh, he cancelled it to make Greater Spire. Hold on, he's attacking in the middle. Oh, he jumps on the units. Can he get many of them? Gotta be careful. Can't chase into the Lib tank. Units lost tab now 6,000 in favor of BYUN. BYUN stopping too many resources from getting mined. Look at all these guys. Rah, rah. Yeah, my name's Bob. I like killing Zerg. Yeah, what about you? Hey, my name's Gerald. I'm also totally... Ah! It's like, I really love to imagine the discussions the Changelings have when they're pretending to be Protoss or Terran units just hanging out with the boys, you know? Like, how obvious do you guys think it is that they're not actually one of the boys? Oh, snipes going down on the Hydras. Oh, a lot of snipes on the Hydras and Lings. Well played, well played. Very nicely done. Good catch for BYUN. Rogue was far ahead earlier, but he was... I don't want to be too critical of him, like, not pushing harder, because he was already going Lurkers. And it's like, once you're already... I mean, I guess arguably he could have just maxed on Hydraling Bane and killed BYUN, right? I do think he could have, but maybe hard to identify that with the information he had in the game. He was on the back foot for a while, and when you're on the back foot in a game like this, you lack the context. He probably thought BYUN was a bit further ahead than he was, which is why he's let this drag to late game. He might not have realized just how devastating some of those engagements were. But this is a habit with Rogue, and it's one I've pointed out before. And I've said, I think this style's good when you're behind as a way to play late game and make it hard for Terran. Give you a chance of victory in endgame where you otherwise might not have one. But the problem is if you go to this mass Overseer Nidus style with lurkers, it's a style that takes forever to get going. No Overseer with the Broodlords is criminal, guys. Dude, this is something I've seen so much from pros lately. Even Cyril had this the other, you know, one of those tournaments he lost in China, I think it was. You need to have Overseers with your Broodlords. Not having Overseers with your Broods is just crazy. It's like Ghosts are like the main thing that snipe these, and you can interrupt their snipes if you have Overseers. I've seen a lot of top Zergs forget this lately. Double Nidus goes up in the main. They're still getting cleared. Remember, guys, these Nidus Worms, he's up to 18. 19 dead Nidus Worms. 150 resources for each one. It will stack up over time. Not to mention, you've made 45 Overseers. Each one of those is 100 resources. 50 minerals, 50 gas. So that's almost 2,500 minerals and gas spent on Overseers. A couple thousand minerals and gas on Nidus Worms. Haven't found any damage with them yet. That's gonna expand its unit's loss, this unit's loss tab. Still doesn't have one with his Broodlords, but he's got Infestors that at least could fungal the Ghosts. I still think an Overseer following the Broodlords is so easy to do, so basic. That's just me. I always have Overseers following different units. I always have Overseers split all over the map. I've been punished too many times by Cloak Ghosts, by Widow Mines that I can't reveal. That I'm absolutely a creature of my own trauma. I think Rogue's more of a creature of his own success, you know? Broodlords. Can he get forward with the fungal? Watch out for the snipes. Where's the fungal? Where's the fungal? Couple snipes going down. 2 broods go down. Not the best fungals. Really bad fungals, to be fair. Loses about 6 Broodlords. Not a good engagement. That's not how you micro that. Especially around the terrain, whereas Infestors couldn't dance. Broodlords are meant to shoot, pull back, shoot, pull back. If they see you coming, you're not really meant to go in with them. They're meant to rotate around and find a relatively undefended angle. That was a bad fight. 10,000 resource lost advantage for BYUN. This base still not mining. That's in this. Not to mention, this is the weakest defended side. No planetary here. The army hasn't been here. Yes, these tanks are annoying. I still think a big Hydraling Bane Swarm up here, busting this side while mining this base. And then if BYUN shifts his focus up there, you retake this base. But I think you've got to be playing a multi-directional focus. This is like the kind of 101 of stretching out a Turtle Terran, and he's trying to do it now, but it's a bit too late. And I think BYUN has so much confidence. He's going to expand to both sides at once. That may give Rogue an angle, but Rogue needs a mobile force. He's got 15 Hydras, mostly Ling Bane, a few Lurkers, and a few Infestors. The Lurkers are doing nothing, so I'd actually like him to join them on the front and start sieging with like individual Lurkers again. Get a Lurker here, try to get some Lurkers just poking around the edges. And then this is the rotate I was looking for. I really want to see the Ling Bane Hydra push this side, but I think he feels like he's being spotted. So he's going to rotate back. Maybe rotate to the left and bust it. It's kind of hard with this middle area being controlled by Terran now. It's hard to rotate. Ooh, okay. Lings will get on top of one of those siege tanks. Hydras and Lings mostly going to die, though. One tank for that many units is a little costly. Gets himself a few mules as well, which at least delays the mining, but Rogue definitely on struggle street. Just a small squad of ghosts denying the top right. All right, this is cute, but he's got to pull back now. This is the way Broodlords are a lot of attention for small amounts of value over a long period of time. It's kind of like using Swarm Host almost. Poke in, shoot, run away. Poke in, shoot, run away as the modern Broodlord. It's still heavily nerfed from its older version, even though its first shot gets off so much quicker now at max range. It's an issue. If we've got any mods watching live, can you guys hit the snooze button for me as many times as it'll let you on the ads? I have no idea how long this game will go for, but with this style of strategies, this could be another 30 minutes. It could be over in the next 10. It's a small map without too many bases to mine. Probably going to end before the ad break, but don't want those to autoplay for the live viewers. Tanks and Thors in the main, covering everything. A few Thors, really good for dealing with Broods, but also not the worst as a general purpose unit. Oh my god, he's going to go for it. Here we go. Overseer, Ling Bane, Hydra, Infestor comes forward. Fungals landing on a few of the Marauders and Ghosts, but there's not that many units. It's mostly just spread out tanks, Libs, and Thors. Lings cleansing the mineral line on that side. Baneling's not really finding the biggest hits. And he's going to try and pull back now. What a crazy engage. It's so hard to read what's happening. Clem recently lost a late game on one of the new maps in TLMC to Rogue, guys. And I asked Clem, I said, oh, how'd it go? Like, what happened? And he said, he built 100 Overseers. And I was like, oh, yeah, was that fun? And he said, yeah, so much fun. And I was like, oh, yeah. he said, look, I don't even understand what happened in the fights. He's like, I feel like, honestly, what happens is the more Overseers and Changelings on the screen, the worse the fights go, and I don't even understand why I'm losing the fights. And I'm like, dude, that's how you nerf Terran players micro. You just put so many free units on the screen that it lags. It lags the Terran and they get confused. Like, look at this. You can't see what's happening. He's literally blocking your camera with mass Overseers that don't cost supply. That's your FPS is tanking. You're dropping. Your computer can't handle it. This is genius. Unfortunately, he's down 13,000 resources lost. Is Rogue. He's going to remax now on Lingbane Corruptor. Interesting. The trick is you need Banes to deal with the ghosts and the Hellbats that are spread throughout, but there's 15 siege tanks. And Broodlords would have been good for breaking that, but he didn't do a good enough job with his first Broodlords, and now he's kind of stuck committing with Lingbane. Can he find the avenue? No. Medevac's picking up there. Lurkers are on this right side, but there's libs on it, man. He's going to move past these libs. The Infestor's getting taken out. Where are the Corruptors? They're lagging behind. I mean, it's a good denial on the top right, but it's very expensive here for Rogue. Finally, Corruptors coming in. You can clear the Medevacs, that could be good, but there's a lot of tanks back here, as well as a planetary to fall back into. And I think BYUN is willing to kite you into the corridor of death. Charge of the Zerg Brigade there. Look at this, he even lost the bottom left. Wow, BYUN counterattacked with all of his siege units on the left side as well. He said, if you're going to shove everything here, I will counterattack. Lib sieging up. The Thors are not in single fire mode. It's not optimal, but he swaps them now. Overseer's starting to go down. Top right, Lurker's going to get sieged here. It goes down. Mules are dropping into the fire, but they are surviving. And it's a 31 plus 14. It's a 45 Mutalisk swap, guys. He is swapping mass muta, but they've been spotted on the way out. It's 3-3 upgrades. The mutas are going to come in and deny an orbital. There are too many turrets and Thors and ghosts. All fully... Well, not all fully upgraded. The ghosts fully upgraded. The Thors are on 3-2, so almost fully upgraded. BYUN has 8 Liberators, 14 tanks, 8 Thors, 12 ghosts, only 30 SCVs because he has so many orbitals to make up for his lack of SCVs. 11 orbitals he can drop mules on to get that mining going. Zerg on 60 drones, down 27 army supply. And with very limited mining. And the fact that this middle base is mining out so quickly with mules, absolutely devastating. A Muta swap is meant to surprise, get on the production, and win the game that way. In this case, the Muta surprise has killed a single orbital command center, 1 of 12. And Rogue is looking for a big tech switch. He's looking for a way to make this game a bit more dynamic. He's going to find a few more command centers. Oh, Thor drop. A few of these Thors back in splash damage mode now. He's gonna kind of keep them in javelin explosive, the splash damage mode. Guys, I think Rogue is trolling. He's saying with his strategy, I tricked you into building Thors by making Broodlords, leading you right into my trap of my Mutalisk swap. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're not wrong, Twitch chat. He forced Thors with Broods and then swapped mass muta. That's not an intelligent tech switch, is it? Wait, I wouldn't have put it in those words. But yeah. I think he's just like, man, I'm dying. Let's try something. I think it's a desperation move. I don't think this was like super planned out ahead, guys. I don't think this was planned. I think he's just like, maybe I just lost my bottom left. Things are chaotic. Maybe I can swap mutas. I don't think this is like a 300 IQ genius plan tech switch or anything. Mutas flying in. Ooh, we're gonna get a few ghosts and Thors. That's actually a good fight. The Lib stayed to fight for a few seconds too long as well. Dude, these are the best trades he's taken. The Mutas have actually, funnily enough, found him good trades. There was a game versus Mech where Raynor did this in late game back on, was it Neo Humanity S? I'm trying to remember what map it was. I think it was Neo Humanity or one of these maps. And I remember he was swapping to mass Muta in late game against Spirit. Do you guys remember this one where he was like, are you having fun in the chat? And Spirit was like, I don't know if it matters, man. Am I winning? And everyone was like, he's kind of got you there, Raynor. Raynor's like, is this fun for you? Spirit's just kind of shrugs shoulders. He's like, I don't know, man. Feels like it's winning the game, so I don't know if I care if it's fun. I'm going to win some money if I win this match. And we're like, yeah, just have you there, Raynor. I don't think the Mutas were too successful as a tech switch in that game either. This game, they've done okay. Wouldn't it be cool if he keeps the libs in splash damage mode, guys, and then just like blasts the mutas with the splash? So with +3 when he gets it, he's not on the way, he's +2. So he's a bit out upgraded by the mutas, but basically the base damage, so if your upgrades cancel out, I think it's 2 times 5 damage for the Liberator splash damage. So if you have 12 libs, they should one-shot the mutas in a pretty decent AoE. This is only 8 libs though, and it's enough to 2-shot, and the Corruptors obviously don't care because they've got 2 armor and they're 200 hit points versus the 120 of the mutas. Chat says, I've never seen the Reaper in the late game. Yeah. You don't build Reapers in the late game. Mutas flying around. He's going to mine the top right. BYUN's content to chill and not make mistakes for now. I really think BYUN should max out, guys. I often don't max out because I'm not sure what units I want to build. I gotta say, in this game against a guy on Mass Muta, I feel like you just want to max out, but I think he's just waiting for his 1 starport to build libs. When you got 7k minerals and 4.5k gas, it's an odd choice. BYUN maybe freezing up a bit. That's a lot of Banes. Oh my god, he's going for it, guys! Neuroparasite from the right side! Banelings into the middle! Rogue! With a very cool engagement. But his mutas were nowhere to be found. Why didn't his mutas engage at the same time, guys? I thought he would just jump in. I guess he just can't deal with the libs. That's a pretty cool engagement. Muta's dancing. Gonna lose this top right now. Gotta be careful. The Banelings can't roll those into the Liberators. That is true. It's a cool attempt, though. Cool fight. Ling's trying to rebuild. He's trying to get on top of these tanks. He's got quite a lot of Zerglings coming. There's a lot of Lings jumping on this army of mostly straggling Terran units. The Cloak Ghosts are causing issues, though. Mutas flying in. The libs versus Mutas. Oh my god, it's an orgy. The Overseer's coming to break BYUN's attention. Oh my god, he killed the whole Terran army. He killed it with Mutaling Infestor. Big brain rogue. Big brain rogue, stupid Terran player, low IQ, tried to counter me with Liberators, only had 1 starport, so stupid. He didn't realize. We have more Mutalisks than you could ever dream of, and now he's going to swap back to Hydras. Like, the problem is Rogue's bank is gone, BYUN's not. But dude, I swear, swapping to Mutas has actually been the best trades he's got in this game. This is amazing. Swapping out armor is better once you have +2 attack. +2 attack doesn't really matter at this point against Mutas because they've got +3 armor, actually. You need +3 attack to go back to 2-shotting. The reason +2 is important on Thors is normally Mutas don't have any or many armor upgrades, but I think even once they have +1 carapace, you need +3 to 2-shot. And I'm not sure if +3 carapace cancels that out. I'm not sure what the math is on that. But I think if you have +2 armor on the Mutalisks, then even +2 will not 2-shot them with the Thors. So I do think, yeah, armor is better on the Thors in general against Mutalisks. But both upgrades usually quite important, which is why everything did get finished, except actually he still forgot +3 on the ship weapons. BYUN still got good supply. This base. Dude, Rogue forgot about this base. Should be long distance mining at least, I feel like. This base is going to return to mining in the top right. Did he just make 18 lurkers? Oh my lord, he made 18 lurkers? Oh, he's going to try and get him with lurkers. Lurkers can be really good against Thor Hellbat, but I worry that the snipes are going to ruin them. Chat says, I think more Mutas would win. Mutaling Bane could beat this, for sure. I kid you not. Mutaling Bane might be able to beat this, but he's out of bank. It's going to have to be Lurkerling Bane. He's got 19 Mutas, which aren't going to do that much. They're kind of just catching reinforcing units. I think he just killed a Thor there. Libs really making it hard for those lurkers as well. He catches a few more ghosts. He gets one. He should keep fighting. Oh, no, he's got to stay away from the rest of those ghosts. He definitely should not keep fighting. Don't listen to Pig. Don't listen to Pig, Rogue. Pig's stupid. He's washed. I think he's going to give up this base. You can't fight here. He's going to go for it. He's YOLOing. Rogue says, eat my lurkers. But he pulls away. BYUN gets away from most of the lurkers. The Muta Corruptor will take out some of these libs. These lurkers mostly not in range. They're all getting sniped. Beautiful play by BYUN to pull away from the lurkers, but all the libs are gone, all but one. Lurkers trying to pull away right now. Loses 8 of the lurkers. Units lost tab 17,000 in favor of BYUN. BYUN still has No, his mining's gone. He's only got a few minerals there. That's it. BYUN's mining is gone. Rogue's mining is a little bit of minerals here. And it's this base here. Oh me, oh my. This game is going to be decided by these armies most likely. 3 infestors are on the way. Rogue is still mining. BYUN's the one who has pressure on him to push. He's got to find some damage. There's 80 changelings following his army around, making it hard for him to micro. They could push the Thor. That Thor gets picked. He literally had to pick up the Thor because he couldn't move it because of these bloody changelings. Their Hellbats get put on that duty to deal with it. One lib goes down, but all the corruptors pay their prices for it. They pay the price for it with their lives. Changelings coming in. Another round of changelings. Overseers and changelings. Free units. He's like, man, I'm going to make you click. Is your wrist sore yet, BYUN? Is your wrist sore? If it isn't, I'm going to make it sore. The Hellbat's struggling to even kill them. Can't even kill the Hellbats. He doesn't have enough clicks. He wants to click with his important thing, but he's not able to. Ghost move forward. Lib gets caught. One of the Thors gets caught. The Ghosts are up front, though. The Lurkers do some decent damage, but he doesn't leave an Overseer with them. Rogue keeps all of his Overseers on one control group, which means those Ghosts could cloak and snipe, and that's exactly what they're doing. Bunch of snipes do go down. 1 or 2 lurkers do fall. He's down to just 6 lurkers. Right now, 3 infestors are building. Fungal could be game-changing, as could Neural on the Thors. The fighting in this area is very deadly. He's going to try and defend this base. Fungal's going down. Massive engage. Corruptor, Muta, Lurker going in right now. It's an orgy. But it's an orgy where the Terran comes out on top. Rogue on the bottom. He could not defend this top right. Honestly, I can't believe he found such good trades with the Mutas. Rogue was ahead earlier on. He did miss a chance to maybe win the game, but then he was just running into a brick wall, and he goes mass Muta, goes for Neurals, goes for Lingbane, gets some cool fights, makes a real game of it. But I think that swap back into Lurkers, maybe if he'd properly gone around and hit the production with the Lurkers, or he came around this army from 2 sides, but he kept getting forced into kind of headbutting into BYUN's perfectly set up army because he felt like if he gave up this base, he loses all mining, he's dead, especially if BYUN takes those resources. So he kept kind of getting funneled into bad fights there towards the end. Either way, hats off to BYUN for just turtling up, locking things down, and also absorbing the Nidus Worms. In this game, guys, there was a total of 13 Overseers sniped, which means he made 55 Overseers in total. That is insane. That's 27, is that 2750 minerals and gas on Overseers? He also lost 23 Nidus Worms, 150 resources for each one of those, 730 Zerglings, 48 Mutas, 51 drones, 9 broods, 52 Hydras, 35 Lurkers, 19 Infestors, 10 hatcheries. You can see the Terran losses are crazy as well. 157 Marines, 28 Libs, 26 Tanks, 15 Thors. What a fun game. And that's only game 2. BYUN ties it up. We're going to game 3. All right, guys. BYUN on the bottom right side of the map, enduring some psycho stuff out of Rogue in the top left side of the map. We're going to go into Winter Madness, a medium, relatively well-balanced map here. Kind of curious. It's almost, I don't know why, I'm almost like, oh, I've been seeing so many TLMC games recently. I'm like, oh, it's weird to see people playing on Winter Madness. Hopefully we do see Kung Fu Cup also kind of go to the more fun, new, different maps, try different things. We've been changing up our map pools for Pigstarcraft and everything a lot as well. See how it goes. Command Center first for BYUN. Up against what looks like a standard 16 hatchery for Rogue. Yeah, he's going to go 18 gas, 17 pool. Nice. So CC first, just a bit greedier. Gets your momentum going a bit later. Most players will skip Reaper with this. I think if you're not wanting to do a standard Reaper opening, CC first is probably a good choice. That being said, I just never do it. I just am more comfortable if I'm going to do this just going for a couple Marines to try and snipe an Overlord and maybe even put on some pressure. But this is definitely something the pros have been doing more and more. Bunny, of course, was way ahead of the curve with this 4 years ago. He was the one guy spamming Command Center first against Zerg, but it's definitely caught on with all the top players mixing it in now. Hey Pig, today Hero walled perfectly against Lambo every game on the ladder. Why does he try hard so much against Lambo? It's not fair. Yeah, well, Hero... Okay, so Hero is a player who's very interesting because he's very predictable, guys. Until the moment you say, oh, he always does this. And that's when he'll not be predictable at all. The only thing predictable is that he will always not do the thing you expect. So the moment you go, he always meshes his wall up. He will do like the best wall off ever for like a week straight. Every game, every tournament. You're like, what? And then randomly a week later, he'll be playing a $100,000 tournament and he'll do the worst wall offs you've ever seen and just let Lings in his base and they'll kill 20 probes and he'll lose multiple games because of it. That is Hero. The moment anything seems like there's a bit of consistency or normality in his play, he will say, how dare you think I'm predictable? And he'll do the opposite. That's the joy of Hero. These guys, a bit less crazy than Hero. I think Rogue is a very greedy metagamey player, very metagamey, loves to think, I know what you're going to do. I know how to punish it. I will take a massive risk. I'm not going to scout in the game if you're doing that thing. I'm going to watch your games in the previous week or two, watch your replays, and I'm going to guess what you're going to do. That's a nice way to play. Did stop SCV production just for like about 3 seconds to get this command center started. So it is a 3cc Hellion build. I imagine we'll see a Banshee as well. Because if you don't build a Banshee, then that means you're going to go... Oh, actually, if he hasn't started it yet... Oh, double eBay? Are we doing full Maru? BYUN's been doing so many of these greedy Maru builds lately. I really don't think they suit his style. But, I don't know. We'll see. There we go. That's the double engineering bay. That's what we're expecting. Poof. Crazy. It's not even swapping the factory over. Just building a few extra Marines here. He's going to go forward for a scout. Now, Rogue did go for Ling Speed and 4 Zerglings very early. But now he's going to go Roach Roar and Double Gas. So he's going to go all in and get the easiest Ravager Ling victory of his life. I hope I'm wrong, guys. But he runs up the ramp. Does he see the command center? He sees the command center. He sees you're building 1 Alien and 2 Marines at a time. It could not be more obvious that you're doing... Yeah, I think he's 100% committing here. 1 more Overlord, he'll build like 8 Roaches when the Roach Roaring's done. He's already got Lava starting to bank up. Rally across, Massling behind, make Ravagers. How do you defend this build? I was saying how Ravager Ling doesn't kill anything anymore if you play like Clem, but this is not a Clem build. Clem would go 3 barracks well before the 2. This is CC first, into 3rd command center, into double engineering bay. There is no army production, 1 Marine at a time right now. These Hellions are going to drive in. They will see a bunch of gases very early on this natural and a Roach Horn. You know you're being cheesed. This is really good. This is really good. BYUN sees what's happening. He should throw down 2 bunkers right now. Will that be enough? Ravagers are so good. Just a few bunkers might not be enough. And already, Zergling's running on the natural. Looks like he's going to fall back to the high ground, which is absolutely the correct call. Where's the bunkers, though? I mean, you know you're being all in. The Hellion's still here. He kills another 2 drones. Still no bunker. And he's building his depots in a horrendous position. This ruins his ability to concave. This is going to block his units from microing back and forth. I mean, I guess he feels with a tank he can hold the high ground. Maybe he's right. Rogue says, okay, if you're going back to 1 base, I'm going to drone up. Oh my lord, don't let him up. He lets him up the ramp, BYUN. Okay, BYUN. Actually, is this good? This might be good. He loses like 3 Marines. That's maybe not too bad. 3 Marines. The tank is out, but oh my gosh, BYUN, so much chaos. The Lings are behind, the Roaches in front. No bunker. Doesn't get the wall off up. Oh no. BYUN caught with a flaccid depot, and no one wants to get caught with a flaccid depot. He doesn't even repair the tank. Dude, I said it would be the easiest win of all time, but then BYUN dives in, kills all the workers, scouts it, and makes a very intelligent decision to fall back to 1 base. But there's part of your brain, every Terran's made this sort of mistake before, where you're going, he is on 3 hatcheries. What if he goes back to drones now? I don't want to build 2 bunkers on 1 base, and then he's just droning. He's only built a few Roaches and Lings, and then he's got 4 bases and 70 drones, and I'm just landing my natural. I don't want to be in that situation. So you just get I'm going to squeeze 2 more SCVs out of my natural, which is entirely unnecessary. And it's just like, what are we doing? And then he's rallying Marines to the outside because of his awkward building placement, so he tries to let them in, and oh my lord. Oh, we've all died like this. It hurts. I feel for BYUN. We've all gone, there's no way you could breach me up on my high ground. You've done the greediest build known to man, BYUN. He just needed to be a bit safer here, guys. It is what it is. Rogue gets a nice victory after an epic game 2. I'm not sad that Rogue won. I'm just sad that BYUN scouted it and then failed to react, because that's like one of those, it's as a high-level player, when you die to this and you don't see it coming, you go, he got me. Cheeky bugger. When you see it coming, you kind of know what you should do, but then you let them in anyway. You're like, oh, what the hell is wrong with me? This is like, if you ever see someone slapping themselves on the side of the head going, idiot, 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 I guarantee you that's BYUN after that game. And I feel for him, man. It just feels, you're just like, why did I... And get it, you had to let those Marines, you couldn't have them trapped on the outside of the wall off. Just the building placement was a bit cramped. There was no space for the Marines to pop on the inside of the wall off. Oh, it sucks. GG, well played. Rogue wins the series, does get a very well-earned victory. GG, well played.